I thought I'd pop on again because everybody's gone now, and I know that the girls, when I was doing the live video, to say that they just to verify that I did do 10 hours of silence, which is my first 10 hours out of 100 that I've got to do. And now that everybody's gone and I've got some time quietly, I've just been reflecting on the day. And one of the things that happened was I was in the kitchen and I accidentally knocked a glass water jug off the side, and as it smashed on the floor, it's sliced the back of my heel, and I can't actually put any weight on it. And actually, now that everybody's gone and I can talk about it, what I've been, if you've read the book Manage Your Critic, you'll know that some of us have to talk to think, and some people think to talk. Hi, Vanessa. And so, actually, having done that about 11:30 this morning, and not being able to talk about it all day, I actually feel quite emotional right now. And I'm feeling partly because I can't put my foot down. I can't stand on my toe at all. I don't think it's anything majorly seriously done, but what it does mean is I can't cycle tomorrow, and I'm supposed to be doing 25 miles as part of my training to be able to do the London to Paris. And it's really impacted me. It's made me think about these people who are in our community, who are isolated, who haven't got someone to talk to when they're in pain. And the more that we can improve the way that we listen to each other, to our friends, when we get really, really busy with life, perhaps we know that someone could do with us spending a bit of time listening to them, but we don't bother because we're just too busy. It's just made me realise that it is a really good cause that I'm doing all this work for. I'm really gutted that I'm not going to be able to train tomorrow. I will get to the hospital tomorrow and get it checked out just in case it's anything serious. I don't know whether you can. Perhaps Rachel, you can tell me, or perhaps you message me later whether I can physically have done the tendon at the back. But the main reason I wanted to come online is because one of the things I said I was going to do is come on at 7 when we finished. But actually, when we all stopped being in silence and we started talking, I really didn't want to be on social media. I didn't want to break that connection that we had, because one thing that we all learned, because we had no telephones, no Facebook, no social media from 9 o'clock this morning until 7 o'clock tonight, that even though we weren't talking, just not having that constant interruption to your thinking and that constant feel that you need to take photographs and share it with other people actually had a big impact on us as a group of women. And so the things I'm learning about the whole thing is that while social media is great, and I do come on, and I know that by getting on and sharing my story, it helps people, it inspires, pardon me, that's a bit rude. That was one thing actually that we talked about today, is that the thing that people found the hardest was when they had food, or someone said came into the house, and they being polite and not being able to say anything like thank you or excuse me if you've belched or you're burping or if you're coughing. Actually, just ingrained manners was probably the most difficult thing to hold back, not do on autopilot. But it really does bring it home that if I hadn't had an emergency, if I hadn't hurt my foot this morning, then if I'm honest, I probably would have just really, really enjoyed the peace and quiet and just been able to read my books and just chill. But actually, I remember I was sitting there thinking, do I go to the hospital to get this checked out and mess up the actual sponsorship, or do I stay? And I got to the point where it wasn't hurting, so I decided to stay. And like, I don't know, it's that whole thing, isn't it? About it's constantly, we're in life a balance between our own needs and those of us around us. And me knowing that the people that I'm doing the sponsorship for are in a far worse position than I am. I accidentally dropped a piece of glass. I'm not being beaten or abused by somebody. And I'm probably waffling a bit, and I don't know if it's actually helping. I think how you related the injury to domestic violence was something that actually we all need to remember. Thanks, Rachel. But I just think that my thing to you guys is it's really great that you're supporting me. It's really great that I love social media. I love that we can keep in touch, that I can share the news and I can get the word out there that there are help for people that are suffering with domestic violence. And for other people in our community with square pegs, that there are well-beings and creative hubs for you to go to if you feel isolated. And all of us need to be careful really about social media, that we don't get distracted from the relationships that we've got that are working, that we're not spending time with those people, giving them our attention. So I did feel in a bit of a catch-22, but during the event, because I was hurt and I couldn't speak about it. But also at the end now, I really didn't want to come on social media, and that sounds really mean when everybody's been so good, sponsoring us, encouraging us, supporting us, and it felt a little bit unkind to not come on and tell you about it. So that's why I've come back on. I just wanted to share it with you. And I just, put your thoughts down really. How do you manage those thoughts when you're torn between what you need and what other people want? How do you manage those thoughts? Because I think it's a fine line. So I'm going to log off. I'm probably not going to be online very much tomorrow. I feel like I probably do need to just give social media a break. But on Monday, I'll be back in the office and I'll update you and let you all know how I'm getting on. I probably will just drop you a message, Rachel, just to check with you. As you're a paramedic, you can let me know whether I should go to hospital tonight and get my foot sorted out or not. And then we'll take it from there. But really gutted that I'm not going to be able to train tomorrow. I suppose whilst I'm always training, I feel like I'm on track and I'm going to get there. So there's a little bit of fear coming in now, whether or not I'll actually be able to succeed if I come off track or off the programme. Thanks for listening, guys. Speak to you soon. Bye. Sorry, Kelly, I'm just going. I'll speak to you soon.